that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV.
Joy Reid breaking down in tears over the cancellation of her MSNBC show, The Readout.
Okay, and we're back. Technical difficulties solved. And my phone is ringing, so I will answer it. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, this is the Jimmy Dore Show. Aaron Mate speaking. Who's calling, please?
Hey, what's up, dudes? JD Vance. Boom.
Well, hello, Mr. Vice President. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Things have been weird lately. You ever feel like things are just weird?
All the time. What's going on?
Man, I don't even know where to start. This job is fucking me up in the head, dude. Well, I guess, first of all, headline, the big Trump versus Elon Musk dust up. That was not really good. Like, I don't like Elon. I think he's a weirdo who should have just started a cult where people are forced to like him. But him and Trump going at it publicly just looked bad.
Yes, it did.
And then Musk tweets Trump should be impeached and replaced with me. Like, great, thanks, dude. Now Trump is going to think me and him are like in a conspiracy that puts my shit seriously in danger. Like, hey, Elon, you grew up during apartheid. You knew how to keep me separate from this. Keep me on the other side of the barbed wire here. Dig it?
Right.
Anyway, we talked on the phone and sort of hashed it out, but he's back down a little bit. Thank God. I mean, I don't like to be dragged into shit. I like to start shit. That way you can control the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose so.
There's this menswear guy on Twitter, and apparently he's undocumented, and he was tweeting about the trials and tribulations of that. And some guy said, they should deport your ass. And I responded with that GIF. That's how I say it, GIF, of Jack Nicholson nodding like a maniac, So that made headlines like, damn, Vance is going to 86 the suit and tie dude.
Are you?
Maybe. I don't know. But I mainly like shit posting. And that's POAST. Although I guess that one would be Gestapo posting. Because they were the Nazi police who were in charge of rounding people up and disappearing them.
Yes, I know.
And we're doing that now, but everyone thinks it's cool.
Yes, we get it.
Everyone's like, yeah, fuck them, kick them out, separate those families.
Not everybody.
Well, everyone who knows how to spell shit posting thinks it's cool. I can tell you that much, son.
I imagine you are right about that one.
Anyway, my main job, as I've stated several times on this program, is to make people angry. Sometimes entire nations like China. So that's my main thing. But between playing referee and then doing the president's job, all I have time for is the shit posting.
What do you mean?
Well, he doesn't really do anything. He just has meetings where he acts like he's in charge and sits at his desk and glowers at people. So it's up to me to go talk to Ron Johnson about the big, beautiful bill. I hate calling it that, but I have to, instead of the president. So I'm like the errand boy, but for administration defining things.
Right.
And that is not what I signed up to do. Someone else's job. I tell the same thing to my wife, Usha, when I cook dinner maybe once a month when she is utterly exhausted. And then she gets to enjoy a nice dinner of Kraft macaroni and cheese with cut up hot dogs in it. And guess what? She doesn't get so tired anymore.
Have you thought about using this strategy with the president?
Way ahead of you, the Jimmy Dore's shows, Aaron Mate. I messed that up. I definitely have considered fucking up so bad that he never relies on me again, but I eventually concluded that would be an error. So I decided on a better tack.
What's that?
Take Elon's advice and get him impeached and then become president.
Really?
I'm going to be president anyway, dude. This riot shit is not going to help Gavin Newsom do shit. Might as well cut right to the chase. President Vance, hell, I might even change my name a fourth time to something cool.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Okay, yeah, dude, we will. We will see. Anyway, I got to go. I think I want to make Spain mad now. I just do a dart at a map. Spain. I know nothing about it. They seem too laid back to insult. Always napping? Dude, this job is hard. John Adams was right. All right, later, dude. Boom.
Mike McCrae, everybody.
There he goes. Hey, what's up, Aaron?
Good to see you, Mike. How you doing?
Good, man. Hey, if I could take a second out and steal your listeners' ears. If you're a Jimmy Dore Show fan who lives in the Austin area, tomorrow night I'm hosting with Paul Odo our comedy show, the Dream Horse Comedy Showcase. We do it every month at Oddwood Brewing at 9 p.m. That's Oddwood Brewing on Manor near Airport. It's a free show with free parking. I'm still talking like J.D. Vance a little bit. And this might be the last one for the season, so we're trying to make it a blowout. We got a lot of great comics, special guests. All the people that you see at the Comedy Mothership or at the Moon Tower Comedy Festival or whatever, you see for free at our show because this venue wanted to have its own laid-back Austin comedy show with their cool beers and their good pizzas. So if you were looking for some laughs tomorrow night at 9, come on out. Just wanted to get that off my chest, Aaron.
All right. If you're in Austin, go check out Mike McCrae. And Mike, what's your website for people who want more info?
Yeah, you can come visit me on Instagram. That's Mike McCrae Online, MACRAE. All the details of the show are there.
All right. I got one more phone call to
answer. I'll see you later then.
I'll see you later, Mike. Ring, 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 ring. This is the Jimmy Dore Show. Aaron Mate speaking. Who's calling, please?
Aaron, this is Jake Tapper from The Lead.
Oh, hello, Jake Tapper.
The Lead with Jake Tapper.
Right.
On CNN.
Yeah, we get it. What are you up to, Jake Tapper?
Oh, I'll tell you what I'm up to. I'm busy tracking down the news stories that affect everyday Americans. That's what we do, we journalists.
Is that so? What story are you working on today, Jake?
Aaron, today's top story, everyone is being really mean to me.
Is that so?
Aaron, all I did was write a book. In fact, not just me, a whole other guy wrote it with me. I downplayed that on the run up to the release, but now that it's blowback season, I'd like to emphasize that I had a co-author.
Okay, duly noted. You just wrote a book, huh?
Just wrote a book, as journalists do, about an important news story, as is common. And now everybody is treating me like I kidnapped the Lindbergh baby.
I see.
Just because I wrote about a media cover-up that I myself was a part of and tried to pass it off as a piece of objective journalism rather than a mea culpa-filled memoir, apparently that's a no-no.
As it should be.
Well, excuse me. I was under the impression that a journalist was entitled to write a little journalism every once in a while, as a treat. Well, I come to find out everybody sure likes the expression conflict of interest a whole lot.
Because you were a central voice in shaming those who were pointing out Biden's obvious decline, even last summer.
Oh my God, you sound like everybody else. It was unethical. It was a book that should have been written, but not by you. Did any of you people stop to think for 1 second that I might have wanted the money that came from writing that book?
Yes, that thought has crossed most people's minds.
And now instead of the procession of glory I was expecting, I've been subjected to these humiliation rituals. Aaron, I had to go on Fox News and apologize to Lara Trump because I called her out several years ago for pointing out Biden's obvious decline. Accused her of bullying someone with a stutter. Quite frankly, I feel like I should get some credit.
For apologizing?
No, for going on television and keeping a straight face while I claimed what was going on with Joe Biden was a stutter.
That is pretty amazing, frankly.
Thank you. At least you're being nice. Lots of people are being straight up mean to me. George Clooney banned me from the live CNN airing of his Broadway play. Just mean-spirited exclusion. At what point is this just the cool kids in high school bullying the kid who doesn't fit in?
That is not in any way what this is.
Well, it feels like it. Oh, look, the nerd wrote a book. He thinks he's so smart.
That is not at all what's at the root of this criticism. You can't write an expose about a media cover-up that you were a part of. You can't write a news story that you yourself were a part of.
Why not? When I Google myself, there are news stories written about things that I talk about on my show and public reaction to those. That in itself is news. I cannot extricate myself from the news itself. News and the people who report the news have become one now, a journalistic singularity, like at the end of Star Trek, the motion picture, 1979, when V'ger and Decker unite to create a brand new form of life.
Really? A Star Trek analogy is your defense for this whole debacle?
Well, that and saying, well, excuse me all the time in increasingly dramatic tones. Well, excuse me.
Okay, well, it seems like you're not going to accept any responsibility here, so we should probably just get on with the show.
Look, all I did was get up this morning and brush my teeth like an average fella, and all of a sudden I'm public enemy number one.
Okay, goodbye, Jake Tapper.
Okay, buy my book.
Jake Tapper / Mike McRae, everybody. I got to tell you, Mike, that was a very realistic impression, not just in the voice, but in the content too. I think that's exactly how Jake Tapper feels.
I think you're right. He's like, why is everyone piling on me? Well, you should have seen this coming. Your nameless co-author should have foreseen this at least. Two guys thought this was a good idea.
All right, Mike McRae. So people can catch you Friday night.
Tomorrow,
Thursday night. Thursday, June 12th in Austin. Where again?
That's right. The Oddwood Brewing Company. We're hosting the Dream Horse Comedy Showcase. Me and my buddy Paul Otto. We bring you the best comics in Austin for free. You've seen them at the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. You've seen them at the Joe Rogan Comedy Spaceship. You've seen them all, but here you get to see them in like a really cool neighborhood brew pub. It's a very laid back vibe. It's a lot of fun and it's free. I'll keep mentioning that.
All right, Mike McRae, the one and only. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for having me. Have a great show.
Thank you. Okay. Misha, yeah?
All right, yeah. I'll take some super chats, rumble rants. Everyone, we've got Kurt almost here. But then he's got an internet issue, so he's trying to get back on. Maybe soon. Let's see what chats we've got in the meantime. Corn Pop, the baddest dude. Thank you for the info about the IDF and cartels, other viewer. MS-13 was created in 1980, 40 years ago. They are heavily into satanic imagery and dark rituals. Wonder if there's a connection there too. Thank you, Corn Pop, the baddest dude. FSAL says, we've been in a league with Al-Qaeda forever. We outsourced the 9/11 operation to them. Syria is our final payment for a job well done. Thank you, FSAL. Cheryl Wyatt, when ISIS first reared its ugly head, I clearly remember the news playing a video of an ISIS leader speaking perfect English with a thick Israeli accent. That's what made me suspicious right away. Thank you, Cheryl. Unvaccinated guy says nukes are fake. Radiation would still be there. Helen Keller was a fraud. We never went to the moon. LBJ killed JFK via George Bush, etc. Thank you, unvaccinated guy. My real name is this Tulsi Presents, the day after. It's hard to separate the actual threat from the fear-mongering. Having been a child in the 80s, forgive me for being skeptical. Thank you, my real name. Savage. Now do COVID-19, Tulsi Gabbard. DARPA bioweapons caused 15 million excess deaths worldwide. 350 Americans per week are still, I'm like, are we safe to do all this COVID stuff? We're on Rumble, right? Savage. Okay, let me just finish it. I know everybody's been reading these lately. 350 Americans per week are still dying of COVID-19. It killed far more than any nuclear weapon ever could. Thank you for that, Savage. Unvaccinated guy, Misha captured by ICE and sent back to Timu. Thank you, unvaccinated guy. These are always such a treat. Steve Bertram, so happy to see you interview Colonel Davis. He is such a great voice of reason. Thank you, Steve. Unvaccinated guy is back. You know, thank you for this, unvaccinated guy. I'll be sure to let you know. And also, Savage, thank you for coming in. You letting unvaccinated guy know to spell my name right. Really appreciate that. I think that might be it for everything I screenshotted. Let me see if anything has come in since. If anything has, everyone, I don't see it. And while we wait for Kurt, why don't we take a quick break?